Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am answering the Tuesday challenge from some assemblage required to create a Galentine's layout. So for this challenge, we are supposed to, excuse me, create a layout without any pink or red or anything like that. And what do I have? Lots of pink stuff. Like this peachiness, get these pink flowers, this pink is on here. But I'm gonna use the parts that aren't pink, and I have this great picture of my husband, who is my guy. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I'm starting out with this plus paper, and on the back of this plus paper is rainbow cameras. Now, I have held on to those rainbow cameras because I was certain I was going to, fussy cut them out and use them as embellishments. Did I do that? No, heck no. So I figured it was time to stop hoarding the paper and use the paper that I actually would use, and that is this plus paper. Now this is a chevron paper from Chamel. Maybe Go Now Go, I think. So I'm cutting out the chevrons, and I'm cutting it in such a way that there are no reds or pinks, because this is the Galentine's challenge, and I am trying to stay in the spirit of the challenge. Also, fun fact, I was actually going to scrapbook a layout of my son, because he is also a guy in my life. And I have already packed up all of the military goodies in my scrapbooking room for our move, so that didn't happen. Ended up doing this photo of Christopher, which, let's face it, I love scrapbooking my husband because I love him so much. He is truly my best friend, and there is no other person I would rather hang out with than him. And that is the straight up honest truth. Like, if I had a choice between anyone and my husband, I'm picking him 100% of the time. So there we go. And if you're hearing background noise, I'm sorry. I am doing a cup of coffee. I should have done this before the voiceover, but sometimes you just need to start a voiceover and you need the coffee. So that's what we're doing. So as you can see, I roughed up the edges right there on the back of this chevron paper that I cut apart. Now, I'm not roughing up everything. I am literally just roughing up the chevron paper. And I think sometimes when we are scrapbooking and we do a technique on one part of the page, we automatically think we have to do the technique everywhere. So we think, oh, I've inked this edge, I need to ink everything. Oh, I've distressed this edge, I need to distress everything. Oh, I did a sketchy border, I need to sketchy border everything. Oh, I matted this one thing, I need to mat everything. You don't, okay? You really promise, you guys, you don't. You can just do one. You could do one of each. You could do whatever the heck you want it to do. I just want to stress that many times we hear, if you do it one place, you should do it another. Or like, for continuity's sake, distress all your edges. No, do what you want. Make your layout the way that you like it. And just have fun with it. I find it kind of hilarious that a lot of the, you know what? I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna shut up. Because I'm feeling a little snarky right now, and I can feel it starting to come out of my soul. So we're not gonna do any of that, are we? No, we're not. Now this is the Scrapping Reflection stencil that came in the Some Assemblage Required monthly box. And you can barely tell that I even stenciled right there because I use a green over top of green pattern paper. Now, up close and personal on the layout, you can see it, and it has just that little tiny bit of extra, goodness, right? Like the little tiny things that might not seem like they make a difference, but when they're all put together on the layout, it turns out fabulous. So I go ahead and do that. I have pulled out the bits to create a title that says Let's Relax. The Let's is from a Vicky Boutin, and the Relax is from a Simple Stories. And I said let's relax because this is a photo of Christopher at Kincannon. And you guys have heard me wax poetic about Kincannon and how relaxing and gorgeous and beautiful it is there. So I figured that was completely appropriate as a title. I had to sip some of my coffee. It's so delicious. I am a coffee lover, you people. I am a coffee lover. So this little epoxy flare also came in the monthly embellishment box. And I am layering it up over some stickers. So these stickers are both from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. And when I layered it up over this little star banner, I was like, no, there needs to be more. Like there's not enough on this. There's not enough weight to this little embellishment. So I decide to go ahead and try out some of the other stickers to see if there's maybe something I can overlap. Ultimately, there isn't really anything I can overlap without a lot of, futzing around with it, and that's F-U-T-Z, futzing. I promise you I'm not dropping the F-bomb. So I go ahead and pull off a label and end up futzing around with that too. So, it is what it is, guys. Sometimes things just happen. You think that you're saving some time and energy and effort by doing something else, and it turns out that time, energy, and effort is still going to be spent. And it's just the way it is, right? Like, it's just the way it is. So I do spend a good amount of time getting that done. But once it's finished and it's on my layout, I'm completely happy with it. Like, I think it looks great. You can't tell that the label is something that has been stretched out. Now, I am using these awesome little wood veneer hearts. I'm going to put 2 in each area of embellishment. And at first I thought I was only going to have 2 areas of embellishment up here on the right upper corner and on the left corner of the photo. Ultimately, I end up doing a diagonal line of embellishment down my page from the upper right to the bottom left, so there will be more wood veneer hearts added onto that as well. Now, I did have these 2 little gold stars that were on a Vicky Boutin sticker sheet that I just decided to pull off as well, which is the reason why I thought I was going to have 2 areas of embellishment, because I had 2 stars. So my third area of embellishment doesn't get a star, and that is completely okay. I'm not particularly worried about it. So I do take these little teeny banners and place them underneath of the title, because I love little teeny banners that stick out like that. Just two little banners that are overlapping, just tucked under something. That's one of the things that makes my heart happy. So I go ahead and do that. And then for no other reason other than there are leaves on a pattern paper and greenery in the background, I do a little succulent down here. And then I'm going to add on the little wood veneer hearts as well. So I'm looking at this, I'm trying to decide if there's something else I need to do. And then the little pieces that I had pulled out previously, I'm just making sure that they all make it onto the layout. Now, that chipboard that I placed on top of the photo does have a little piece of orange on it, and there really isn't orange anywhere else on this layout. There is yellow, but no orange, and I am not stressing out about that tiny little bit of orange. Like, it's not bothering me. If it bothers you, you could just snip that bit off. You could recolor it with ink. You could embossing powder it, alcohol, ink it, all kinds of the things. That is what I am actually getting ready to do now, is alcohol ink up some of the acrylic hearts that came in the embellishment box. They came kind of a peachy color, and the peachy color is not going to work for me on this layout, so I'm just going to dot on some of the alcohol ink here and turn them green. Now, fun fact, I grab a hold of my heart with my tweezers and the heart goes ping across the room. And I just looked over and found it like immediately. Like, I didn't cut that video at all, you guys. That is me finding it almost immediately. So that was a happy dance moment for sure. And then I'm going to just put one of these little acrylic hearts in each area of embellishment. And I'm going to pop that on with some Nuvo liquid adhesive, which this bottle is almost empty. Like it's getting ridiculously low. And I don't have any more, and I don't have any for the shop. But since we're moving, I won't get any for the shop, I don't think, until the move happens, because I am terrified that I'm going to order stuff and it's not going to get here before we move. So I can't have that happen. I mean, we're not moving for a couple weeks, but it still makes me nervous. Now I'm going to add some gold chroma mist in ornament gold, and I'm going to do that as a diagonal line as well. And I did go ahead and cover up my photo because I did not want Christopher all covered in gold splatter. So once I remove that, the layout is going to be finished, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out the Some Assemblage Required shop. MK has beautiful things over there. And thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.